Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast update for the southern U.S. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, another round of cold air is trying to make its way into the south. It has made its way into northern portions of Oklahoma, back into the Texas Panhandle, where temperatures this morning are in the 20s and 30s. South of that, much warmer, 50s and 60s across portions of western and central Texas. A little bit cooler here. We've got some cloud cover across parts of the Mississippi and getting into Alabama, mid 40s in that region. And then as you make your way off toward the southeast, 60s and 70s from the Carolinas and Georgia down into southern Florida. Now we'll look at the satellite picture here on Friday morning. The remnants of Eta continuing to move off across the Atlantic right now, kind of re-intensifying, seeing a nice plume of convection there associated with Eta, but we'll finally get to dry out here now across the Carolinas, the mid-Atlantic back into the southeast. We're staring at another relatively dry week across the southern U.S. We've got a little blip, a little opportunity for some precipitation this weekend, but that is really just about it. Now, as we look at the radar picture here early this morning, got some very light showers across parts of the Great Lakes. Again, here's the center of circulation with Eta. Very compact little storm right now with some heavy precipitation moving off the coast of North Carolina this morning. Very light showers here possible across portions of Arkansas, and that should begin to fade as we head through the rest of the day today, however. Again, where we've got some low cloud cover, some fog, and some cooler temperatures across northern and central Alberta. I'm sorry, I just gave the forecast for Canada. Alabama would be the state there in the south. And then we've got a freeze warning, a frost advisory across portions of northwest Oklahoma this morning as well. Some dense fog possible across coastal portions of eastern Texas as well. Now, as we look at the maps on the right, top right, we've got the severe weather forecast for Saturday. There is a marginal risk for a couple of strong storms late in the day, Saturday into Saturday night, across eastern Oklahoma and northern and central portions of Arkansas, and then far southern Missouri. And then as this system pulls away Saturday into Sunday, we could see some gusty winds, generally north of the south here, but across northern portions of the area here, northern Arkansas, and then maybe far northern Mississippi and Alabama as we get into Saturday afternoon and evening. Watch for those winds maybe gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour at times. Now here's the last 7 days of precipitation. Again, after a huge lull, dry conditions, well, how about 6 to 10 inches of rain here across parts of the Carolinas, the mid-Atlantic, heavy rain across parts of South Florida as well, with Eta moving through there over the last 3 to 5 days. Otherwise, relatively dry back across Texas and Oklahoma. Some scattered precipitation at times across Louisiana. Scattered precipitation across northern Mississippi, getting into northern Georgia as well. Now, as we look at the next 7 days, again, this is our little storm system here Saturday into Saturday night, the one that could bring a couple of strong storms to this region, but otherwise dry across the Panhandle region, where we could really use some of that rainfall. And then good news, dry across the mid-Atlantic, across the Carolinas into the southeast, where we definitely don't need any additional precipitation, at least in the next week or so. Now, what's driving all of this? This is the disturbance right now that's bringing a reinforcing shot of cool air to parts of the Midwest. Not going to really make its way into the South in any sort of large-scale fashion. And in fact, on the backside of our Saturday storm system, we're really headed for not only a quiet and dry week across the South, but another mild week across the South. So here's what happens. This first wave, it quickly gets out of here as we go through the next 24 hours. Here comes the next wave, screaming in across the Rockies right now. Or I should say during the overnight Friday into Saturday morning before emerging across the central and southern plains as we get into Saturday morning. Now, this is the one that's going to bring that slight chance for a strong storm to the Ozarks here as we get into Saturday night. It also brings those windy conditions to the Ohio River Valley in the northeast as we head into Saturday night and Sunday. We'll see an extended period of kind of strong northwest flow racing from the Rockies into the Ohio River Valley as we head into the early part of next week. That could keep us a little bit cooler, especially in the east as we get through the back half of the weekend. But then as we get into mid next week, we see another ridge of high pressure moving in here across the midsection of the country, and that's going to allow us to warm back up, especially kind of across the Panhandle region into parts of Arkansas and Louisiana. We'll talk about what that really looks like in terms of temperatures in just a moment. Now, again, here's the wind forecast as we head through the weekend, looking at the wind gust swath between now and 7 p.m. on Sunday. So what this does is it just shows the peak wind gusts across the lower 48 as we go through the weekend. And again, beginning in the Pacific Northwest, coming across the Rockies, And then lifting across the Great Lakes into New England, where you see the orange shading, that's what we're talking about, wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour as we head through the weekend. And again, this is generally north of the South, but if you're in Arkansas, maybe the northern periphery here of Mississippi and Alabama, you could see some of those gustier winds late in the day on Saturday. Now here's the high-resolution NAM model. This will show us the precipitation that we get here Saturday night into Sunday. As we get going through our Friday, dry for just about everyone. Again, there were some light showers ongoing in parts of southern Arkansas. That should fade as we head through the morning hours here, again, drying us out as we head into the afternoon. Now, this area of high pressure slowly pivots off to the east, so we will get clockwise flow around that, return flow off of the Gulf as we head through the day on Saturday, and that's going to allow for those warm air advection showers and storms to begin to develop during the overnight during the overnight tonight into Saturday morning across parts of the Red River, Texas and Oklahoma, northward into Kansas and Missouri. Let me take my arrows off and we'll take this deeper into the day on Saturday when the rain becomes a little bit more widespread. So here's noon Saturday. Again, we're talking about very widely isolated showers and storms associated with that warm air advection regime. But the actual storm system, the surface low, becomes more well-defined as we head into Saturday evening and Saturday night. And that's when we'll get a more focused frontal boundary here across parts of, again, eastern Oklahoma, getting into Arkansas, and maybe even eastern Texas as we get later into the day. We could see a little line of strong storms, a couple of strong storms embedded within that, maybe some gusty winds, some large hail, a very, very low chance of a tornado across parts of, again, the Ozarks here, eastern Missouri, western Arkansas as we head through Saturday night. The odds of that tornado quite low. We'll then just see this little line of showers and storms with that cold front kind of spread out and fade away as we head into Sunday morning. This is what it looks like then as we get into at noon on Sunday morning, drying out across the South, and then that is it. We really bring that ridge of high pressure in as we get into midweek. Warmer conditions and drier conditions for us across the South. We can see that here will look a little longer range with the European model, but there's not much to see other than those quiet conditions. Again, the area of high pressure slowly slides off to the east, allowing those warm air advection showers and storms to begin developing during the overnight tonight into Saturday morning. The rain and thunderstorm activity most widespread as we get into Saturday night, and much of that north of the southern U.S. So we're talking about that chance for those strong storms in eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, maybe far eastern Texas, northern Louisiana as we get into the late Saturday night, early Sunday morning hours. And then this line of showers and storms should continue to fade as we get into Sunday afternoon, kind of dying out from maybe southern Louisiana into southern Mississippi, central and southern portions of Georgia. But these areas that were badly hit over the last several days, we're talking about the mid-Atlantic into the Carolinas, likely picking up maybe a trace or nothing at all from this storm system as it slides through the region. Then we've got high pressure on the backside. I'm taking it quickly now through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've still got high pressure over the region, likely lingering into Friday of next week again. So the next 7 days, we do have a swath of precipitation from the Ozarks into the Great Lakes with our Saturday and Sunday storm system. Again, some of that shower and thunderstorm activity beginning as early as late today into tonight across Texas into the Red River region. But then good news here where we can stay dry, or at least dry-ish, from the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast. So what I'm going to do here's the next 7 days, but what if I take out the weekend? Well, this is Monday through Friday. Now we're looking at a completely dry 5-day period here until you head all the way down to South Florida, which what else is new down in that region? You certainly don't live there if you're expecting dry conditions. But from the panhandles where we could use some rain into the southeast where we don't need any rain, we're looking at a dry next 5 days as we head into the Monday through Friday time frame, and that is largely driven by this ridge that builds into the midsection of the country as we look at our 500 millibar height anomaly pattern heading into next week. Again, that trough pivots east of the region, coastal storm likely across the Pacific Ocean. In between that, we get a ridge, quieter and milder conditions across the central and southern U.S. Here are your highs for the day today. Take it into Saturday, warmer, especially across Oklahoma and Texas. Another little shot of cold air comes in on the backside of our weekend system, but then we quiet down, warm up as we head deeper into the coming week.